So, you then spent, after Limerick, you went to Green Island, then you went to Breda, and then finally you ended up in Benidorm.
Yeah.
And how did God lead you to Benidorm, and what's it like pastoring in such a unique international community?
Okay, so the seeds of that, I think, in my life started many, many years ago whenever I had an interest in mission work in Western Europe, and an interest in the work of the gospel in countries like Spain and France and Italy, and Germany to a lesser extent, where the gospel had never really penetrated. I think that's one reason why we ended up in the Republic of Ireland, for that reason, a similar reason. And I served actually on the Council of the European Christian Mission for many years. So we would send out missionaries to Europe. What always gripped me was not so much, Africa or Asia or South America or, going up rivers and meeting these far-flung tribes. I was always interested in the cities of Europe.
Yeah.
Where the Reformation had never really impacted. And where evangelicalism just seems so thin on the ground. It just seemed like that's not the way it should be. Massive cities, major cities in Europe, who don't need hospitals, they don't need schools, they don't need roads, but they need the gospel.
Yeah.
And so that seed was kind of there in me. And then in 2019, the Lord just started to work in my life and started to maybe prompt me to think about moving, and didn't know what was going on. And to cut a long story short, ended up in Benidorm on holiday, and the pastor of the church was retiring, and said to me randomly, who didn't know anything about me or my experience or my ministry experience, if you know any pastors in Ireland who could come and lead this church, we desperately need a pastor. And I just went, oh, really? Okay. And went away from that thinking, what just happened there? What is God in this? And so to cut a long story short, God was in it, and God brought us to lead the church there.
Wow.